if you're like me, you don't really like Wyoming. Now, the title of the video may be confusing, but I have to explain, because when people from outside picture Wyoming, they know Wyoming for Yellowstone National Park, which I mean, sure, it's a pretty good thing to be known for, but like, that's only a fraction of Wyoming. That's only like a little box. I mean, like, look at this. It's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. You got lakes and mountains and stuff. But then they don't realize that that's not most of Wyoming is this. It's just sparse, and especially where the cities are, it's just dead. Like, it's like, oh wow, because like, you know, having to drive through it, there is nothing for miles. It's like, it's not even desert, it's like scrub wasteland. Because you see here, this stuff right here is what I'm familiar with. This is the Wyoming I'm used to. It's just pretty flat, you know, there's some mountains in the distance, but you know, like the roads and population's not near them. There's pretty much like, there's the mountains, and then there's the people, and there's just wasteland in between. They have a jackalope, I guess. Their two biggest cities are in the middle of this. Like, there's some hills. You know, it's not completely flat like Kansas. Wyoming's got one thing. It's got Yellowstone, and that's about it. You know, people picture like, oh, there's like horses and cowboys and whatnot. I'm like, that's just this little corner. Yellowstone is almost like a separate entity of Wyoming, because like we consider it. You know, I've heard people consider like, well, I've been to Wyoming technically because I went to Yellowstone, which like, yeah, that's a real vote of confidence that you only count going to Yellowstone as going to Wyoming. The populated areas are nothing. It's got the least amount of population. In fact, there are 31 more cities that are more in the U.S. City propers, not city metros either, that are more populous than Wyoming, including Milwaukee. More people live in Milwaukee than in this big rectangle that's like the 9th biggest state. It's also a rectangle, the most boring shape. Like Colorado, I think is also a rectangle, but I think it has, okay, fine, they're both rectangles. Okay, Wyoming has some skiing. I think the point I'm trying to say is Wyoming is lame, got nothing outside of Yellowstone. Oh, actually, wait, no, it's got Devil's Tower, big rock that some people think is a tree because it looked like a tree, so therefore it's tree. My point is that there's not much to Wyoming. Like the rest, like there's Yellowstone and the surrounding area, and then there's everything else. A deserted wasteland with a couple of cities that are just kind of like, that are just kind of like standard middle American cities that I don't know why. Like it's not like they're riding horses in the town and stuff. No, it's Cheyenne's a boring place, so is Casper. They're both really trash cities that no one wants to go to. So yes, what I'm trying to say is stop praising Wyoming. Only praise Yellowstone. Also, 2 of the big entrances are in Montana anyway. Like, if you haven't been to Wyoming, no. Anytime you see someone who's like, man, Wyoming's so cool and nature-filled, send them this. And I'll be like, no, it ain't. I'm sure they're fountain like bears and wolves and they're seeing all these things all the time. Like, no, that's just in Yellowstone. You can see they used to live outside that area, but then, you know, and now they just live in Yellowstone area. The black bears are more widespread though, so who knows? Has there ever been a black bear in a Wyoming high school? I don't know. I haven't looked it up yet. Is Wyoming the worst state? No, of course not. I'm just tired of seeing that like Wyoming is just this weird cowboy paradise, but it's just a boring, just like a normal state. But it's just got Yellowstone in it, like just a boring state that does have some cool nature. But no one lives there. Most of the people live there probably aren't experiencing like all this Yellowstone craziness most of the time. I'm just trying to stop that. Like, I'm just tired of seeing Wyoming being praised for being like this tough and rigorous outdoor. I'm also tired of seeing that from most northwestern states. Like, why do people think that technology hasn't reached this chunk of the U.S.? Sure, there's no like self-driving cars, but there's still like phones and internet and stuff out here. Anyways, if you're from Wyoming, feel free to fight me in the comments below. Also, Wyoming has the third highest gun violence per capita, behind Alabama and Mississippi. So, and those are the two, and those are kind of considered some of the two worst states in the nation based on statistics and stuff. So, third place isn't really one where you be on that. Subscribe if you also aren't a fan of Wyoming. I don't. This is probably a one-off video. I do other stuff, so check that stuff out. I stream on Twitch now, some GeoGuessr. Bye.